Welcome to In My Opinion, and this is D-Man. Okay, as usual, I get a little fired up about sports, and I'm really fired up right now because I'm getting a lot of emails about Utah, and Utah being number one. But I'm going to tell you something, the BCS is going to keep that from happening. They're going to hand that trophy to either Florida or Oklahoma. And I'm going to tell you something, every sports I've ever played, basketball, football, baseball, if you were the only undefeated team, you were number one. This is the only sports, college football, that an undefeated team will not be ranked number one at the end of the season. They will not get the trophy. And you know and I know that's atrocious. Those kids came from all over the country to go to the University of Utah and to bond together and build a team. And that's what sports is all about, building a team that works together, wins together, and loses together. But the problem is this team never lost. They beat the number 3 team in the country. They at one point was the number 1 team in the country. And they annihilated them. It wasn't even close. So why are we going to sit back and allow the BCS to crown some other team as the number 1 team in the world when we know that the number 1 team has got to be the Utah Utes? They earned it. They deserved it. They fought for it and they won it. This is a country, the United States of America. We want to be recognized for what we accomplish, but yet we're not going to recognize those kids in Utah because they don't go to the University of Florida and they don't go to the University of Alabama, they don't go to USC, they don't go to some big name college that they can throw a lot of jack at. They go to Utah. And Utah won't bring in the kind of money that Florida, Oklahoma, Texas, USC, Notre Dame will bring in. So it doesn't matter what Utah does. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do because they're never going to get the titles anyways. Because the BCS don't want them to have it. They don't want the little guy to stand up and go 13-0, beat the number 3 team in the country, and they still aren't going to give them anything. The best they'll ever be is number 2. The best anybody or any team in that conference will ever be is number 2. And that's not right. It's time for change. Time for change. This is sports, people. This is not no political crap. This is sports. These kids worked hard. They sweated. A lot of these kids didn't have the opportunity to go any other place. Utah gave them an opportunity. And those kids bonded and fought together, and they are the only undefeated team in the country. It's time for the mayor, it's time for the governor, it's time for some congressmen, and I'm going to tell you right now, Obama, I love you to death, it's time for you to step up. This should not be allowed to happen in the United States of America. This is not no backwards country. Those kids fought for it. They worked hard for it. They need to be recognized for it. This should not be stolen from them just because they don't go to USC, Florida, Oklahoma, Alabama. This is a shame. And if we stand by as fans and allow this to happen, then we're part of the problem. We should be standing up and just going crazy. Utah, stand up and let your voice be heard. Don't let it go down like this, not without a fight. Stand up. You deserve it. And as fans, we need to stand up because they deserve it. And that's what we watch sports for. We watch sports. We want to see this kind of stuff. And that's my opinion. I'm fired up. I saw the game. It was a great game. The game wasn't even close. It was a blowout. They blew out a team that was, at one point in time, the number 1 team in the country. They blew them out. It wasn't even close. It's time for change. It's time for fans to start rattling some cages. And I'm ready to rattle them. Utah is the only undefeated team in the nation. Utah is the true champion. Utah Utes. Number 1.